Hey everybody, it's Booster Pack Reveal. In this video, I'll be talking about my week number 10 NBA Top Shot portfolio update. Before I continue this video, I just want to remind everyone that this is not financial advice. Please do your own research and invest at your own risk. This is for entertainment purpose only. Alright, for those who don't know, I go by the Top Shot username Earlier Doctor. That's also my Discord username. You guys can find me on the NBA Top Shot Discord channel, hanging around the marketplace chat, and that's where I'll be. Alright, so I thought I'd give you guys another update. So last week was week number 9 and we're on week number 10 now. So I'm just gonna dive into this video really quickly and make it short. Alright, so to start things off, I'm just gonna open up my slide here. So this is my portfolio right now. As you guys can see, I started with a $2,600 total investment here in week number 1, and it slowly progressed it to so I'm just going to explain this short cycle that just happened here. So it was 2,600 week 2 to 3, 8,000 week 4, it was 38,000 week 5, it was 62,000. So this was actually the first market correction top here, and we started heading back down to 43 and then 38,000 on week 7. So from week 7 we went straight to 89,000, and this is correlated to the growth of NBA Top Shot, got more exposure with the media and everything, and then it went to 217 153 on week 9, and then now we are week 10 at 198,000. So as you can see, there's a slow uptrend in my growth from my portfolio. So 217 wasn't my actual like highest peak. So I have this other chart here to show you where my highest peak was. So my highest peak was 290,000, and you can see this correlated to evaluate.market. So this was around February 22nd, 23rd. As you can see here, this is where the total sales peaked out, and also at the same time the transaction volume. Okay. And so yeah, I tracked it. For this is like a separate one from this chart here. This is just more of like shorter terms between the weeks, and I just thought I'd start tracking it, especially from the market top. So yeah, we are around. So my portfolio is around 200,000 here right now. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the next slide here. So for those who don't know, I've started like on February 9th, I started a $1,000 mock portfolio, and I wanted to show people that you can still invest with a smaller amount of budget. So I would consider this maybe a medium budget versus a high budget, which could be probably in the $10,000 plus range. So as you can see for this chart, it started with $994, well, $1,000 budget. And then February 17th, it went to 1,762, and then 3,400, 7120 for the highest peak for this chart, and you got 6358. So you can see a decline since the last time I covered this. And I'm going to show you guys the breakdown of what happened here. So I created a separate Google Sheet here. As you guys can see, I broke it down to the players that I purchased during that time, and I built it based on a strong foundation of superstar players or just popular players in general. So as you can see here, February 9th, 994, the 17th was 1762, 19th was the 3397, March 2nd 7120, and then March 6th 6358. So I also have a separate window here open showing you guys the prices, just to confirm that this is based on the current market price. Sorry, this is a different window here, my mistake, guys. Going back here, so yeah, you guys can check out the price for yourself on the on my screen here. You can pause it just to confirm that this is the amount. So I purchased 2 of LeBron and 2 of Zion, in case you guys are wondering why the prices are different from the 1x of Kevin and the LeBron James 3-pointer. Okay, so let's go move on to the next slide here. And recently I made a new $100 budget tracking portfolio as well. So there was like 3 different mock portfolio, like A, B, and C. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out the previous video here. I'll show you guys in the list right now. So that video where you can see those mock portfolio is called the newbie with $100 investing in today's Top Shot market. So you can reference that video in relation to what you guys see with the weekly chart updates here. And I'll show you guys the shopping list for the $100 budget. So we started with 3 different options. Option A was just purchasing one moment for $99. Option B, we split it to 2 different moments. We got Tally Hero for $74 and Maxi Kleber or Kleber. I can't pronounce that. So we bought for $25. And then option C, we bought Jamal Murray and Pascal Siakam, so 69 and 30. So these all were under $100. So that was from March 3rd, and then today is March 6th. So we can see that the price has declined since we purchased it. But this is just all because it's just the market in general, right? The prices always fluctuates. So I'll be giving you guys another update from my next weekly update, and then I'll include the prices here. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. So yeah, there was a decline since the initial investment, and it's not a big deal. That's just part of the market cycle. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys. So I just want to show you guys the correlation between the entire market and why the portfolio dropped. So let's go back to the first one. I have these windows open, so let's go take a look at evaluate.market. Evaluate.market shows you on the homepage about the market snapshot of the volume and transactions. So you got the sales and then the transactions here, which is also like considered the volume. And you can see how we created a parabolic rise up until February 22nd. And then the market declined in prices. So everyone's portfolio obviously went down. Everyone has noticed that. This was solely caused by the Top Shot. It's like a artificial deflation, I would say, because the Top Shot market had to close down for a couple of days for maintenance. And then there were times where there were like some I guess intermittent market action where it was on and off. So a lot of people were panic selling from the top, and this was the peak moment where a whole bunch of NBA stars started tweeting about it. It got a whole bunch of media coverage, so it was almost like to the peak of euphoria, right? So that's part of the market psychology, which I'll show you guys another chart. And the funny thing is, when I look at this chart, it reminds me so much of the Bitcoin chart, right? So I have that open right here next to this tab. So as you can see, going back here, you have like the bottom, and then we peaked out to the top, and this is the same pattern here. So Bitcoin started trending around, this is 2017 by the way, it started picking up, and then it got really, really popular, and it peaked out all the way top to 20,000. So if you guys are not aware of like the whole Bitcoin history, this is like an example of like a boom bust cycle where it peaks out and it corrects. So if you go back to evaluate.market, you can see that it corrected here, and it's been like hanging in the bottom here for a while. Okay, you can see that it's hanging down the bottom for a while. So that's just basically like a market correction that we're seeing right now. Okay, and let's see, where are we? Yeah, so here's a graphic I created about like looking at things from a bigger picture. So there's always going to be like a peak and valley. So peak and valley would be something like this. So you got the valley, you got the peak, and then you're going back down with the valley here. There's always that, high and low moments. That's just natural as part of the market. And I've noticed that a lot of people who are into Top Shot don't have a background when it comes to stocks or investing, so a lot of people are really confused about what's going on. Like, they have this expectation where prices just go up only, but that's not the case. There's always going to be correction with prices going down as well. Okay, so let's go back to my Google sheet. So I just wanted to show you guys, yeah, there's always going to be your rise and then your drops. So you got your peaks and then you got your valleys, right? And if you step back and look at the longer picture, like let's say this is the timeline here, and let's pretend each of these mountains are like, for each year, right? So this, you have to look at it from a bigger perspective. And if you're holding for a long time, the trend is usually up when it comes to mostly anything, including like the stock market. Like, we've been trending since 2008 crash all the way up to 2021, where we just peaked out to the very like top here. It's just like a continuous trend up, right? And yeah, a lot of people are very short-term minded. Like, they think this is the end of Top Shot with everything price going down and it's not going to survive. Like, every time when someone thinks it's the end of the world, it's not really the end of the world. There's always going to be recoveries. So I just thought I'd show you guys this graphic, and it's all about changing your overall perspective, and it goes a long way. Okay, and for those who don't know where we are in the innovation adoption cycle, so I made this chart here. Well, I built on top of this chart, which I got from Wikipedia. So right now we're in 2021, and Series 1 started in 2020. So obviously anyone who got early, like from the very beginning, are the innovators. And then right now we're in early adopters, slowly trending up. So I would say like we're almost near early majority. I would say the peak of early majority would be in 2022, because right now this whole blockchain, NFTs, crypto, Bitcoin is just being slowly adopted by the mass, and it'll take some time to mature. So I always like showing this chart. So obviously in Series 3 we'll see the early majority. So Series 3 would start around December with the new basketball season, right? So yeah, I think just give me a few more weeks till the basketball season is over. Yeah, so that's just where we are. We're mostly early adopters if you're in Series 2 right now. So this is the best time to take advantage of Series 2 and use it to your advantage by accumulating and holding until Series 3. And that's where you guys can start selling things and buying more with those moments. Okay, and here's a market psychology chart I made. So this is depicting the two current cycles that we're in. So I originally started this part of the cycle on this left side here. This was back in January to February, and then I'm not going to go through each one. I'm just going to explain where I think we are right now, and I still think that we're hanging. So initially we thought we were at hope. I mentioned about moving from depression because a lot of people were happy that packs were coming out, but at the same time there's still people out there that think that they should sell everything and wait for the prices to go lower before they put out more packs, right? So and then there's others people where I spoke to think that we're still in denial, where they think that don't worry, when All-Star Game comes everything will go back up. For all we know, we could be in denial and it can start bleeding out slowly, and you guys can already see my portfolio where it started falling from let's go back quickly here. It peaked at 290 and it went as low as 198. So the only difference between the last market correction is that the fact that we have much more users on the platform right now. So that means that more users will have more money to spend, right? So you just have to remember that every single past performance doesn't necessarily mean that it dictates the future performance, because right now NBA Top Shot is always changing every single day. So the most important thing is that we adapt to change, because this is an early open beta and there's always going to be some sort of different factors that would cause things to move a certain way, right? So yes, that's where we are in the market psychology chart. I still think we're hanging around, like, I guess you can say despondency and depression, because it looks like people are still worried about their prices that keep dropping. And yes, my portfolio has been dropping a lot, and it's been slowly bleeding out, especially from that 290 top. So I'm just gonna search up my username, early adopter here. And yeah, it looks like it's just been slowly bleeding out. Like, since I posted the price, it was around 198. Now it fell like another 2,000. So it looks like people are just trying to sell things because they're expecting that with the new releases of packs and everything, things are gonna keep dropping, and it's just gonna be an oversupply in the market. Okay, so let's go back to the chart here. So I just wanted to show you guys some resources that I've used to keep track of the market, and I want to show you guys something very interesting. So if you guys don't know, there's this website called CryptoSlam, and on CryptoSlam you can see the details about everything related to the NBA Top Shot, including live sales, live market, live mints, and it shows you the total sales volume for that 30-day trend, and then market buyers, sellers, and then what they minted. So I'm gonna do a quick refresh just see the numbers. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly show you guys this chart here where it talks about market buyers and market sellers. So during that peak, we had actually more market buyers and sellers at that time, and now we've seen it flip around. So back around, so leading to the peak of the entire market cycle, we had around 33,000 buyers, and then for the peak here, we had roughly around 21,000 buyers. So there was like almost like a 10,000 difference in terms of more buyers than sellers, and that obviously dictates that people were in high demand of the moments, so they'll be buying more versus like selling more, and that's where we saw the prices that kept just going up, right? And then ever since then, the market was deflated artificially by Top Shot, where they had to shut down the marketplace just because it was getting out of control. I think they had a lot of maintenance to do. They had to figure out how to make the website more scalable when it comes to new users. So I think they used all that time with the marketplace shut down to do that. At the same time, they were also minting new moments and creating new sets for packs and everything. And you guys can see that there was a huge increase. So if we look at the correlation with the buyer market here, where it just died down. So during that downtrend, they were minting like over 1 million different moments here. So you can see that, like, let me just hover. So you have like 459,000, 345,000, 174, 219, and then one day they minted about 960,000 moments, and then 75, and then recently they minted 541, 521. So it looks like they're preparing for the mass to start using this entire marketplace. They're doing all this ahead of time just to keep in demand with the new users. So yeah, expect a huge oversupply of moments on the market. And I wouldn't say you can look at it in a bad way. Just think of it as a buyer's market. So similar to like real estate, sometimes the favor is in the buyers just because there's an oversupply of homes in the market. So this is similar to an oversupply of moments in the market as well, right? So it's actually advantageous. Sorry, it's an advantage as a buyer, because if you're new to Top Shot, that means a lot of things are going to be on sale soon, right? And prices will be very saturated, and then it'll be low and then stagnant for a while. All right, so I just want to show you guys this, and also at the same time, it's not necessarily mean that we're going to keep going in a downtrend. Just because there's more sellers than buyers doesn't necessarily mean prices will keep going down. Obviously, people will be more desperate to list their lower price lower just to make a sale. And it's very natural for people who are starting NBA Top Shot to experiment with making sales, right? Because a lot of people want to flip. A lot of people want to see like, hey, is this really real? Like, can you actually make money from this? So I expect a lot of more sales and price drops going forward, especially with the new base set moments. So if you're looking at the price now for base set, like especially those new moments that are 35K, I would be careful about like, buying right now, because they only released a few of these newer moments for the base set at this 35K range. Wait until the entire space where everyone gets their pre-order packs distributed, because then we're going to see more listings on the market. So I expect like each moment to be listed with approximately like 15 to 2,000 listings, right? So obviously the more listings, the longer it takes for prices to move up. So yeah, I'll make another video about that later in the future, but I just wanted to show you guys that sometimes it's a good opportunity, right? When everything is oversaturated, that's where you guys can buy things on sale. But you just have to remember that we're no longer in a uptrend when it comes to prices going up, just because there's an oversaturation of prices. So you have to adjust your expectations when you're new to Top Shot and not expect prices to go up, because right now we're experiencing the same thing what I went through when I joined in December. There was an oversupply versus the number of people in the space, because during that time there was only 2,000 people and there were a surplus of packs that were unsold for weeks and days, right? So I kind of regret those days, but you know what? You can't really do much. It's all hindsight. Yeah, like I wish I wish I did take advantage, but it is what it is, right? This market is always changing, and I try my best to keep you guys up to date with my weekly update, just to show you guys how this market works, because no one really talks about this, right? Like from a financial position where you break down the details, right? So that's where my YouTube channel comes in, just to show you guys that perspective. And I want to show you guys this whole journey from where I started from the very beginning to hopefully just reach to the that $1 million mark that my goal is. And yeah, it might not happen this year, it could happen in a few years from now, but I just want to show you guys that when you follow or set a plan with a decent portfolio, anything is possible, basically, right? It's just like growing your retirement fund from like the very first year and for the next 20 years, right? So this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just building my portfolio. I'm just tracking it and just showing you guys that anything is possible if you invest long term and think of the bigger picture. So always think about this bigger picture here. Anyways, that brings the end to my video. I just want to thank you guys again for subscribing, and I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and hit the notification bell. I'm always posting videos frequently, so it's always good to get the latest information from me, and like the insights and things that and all the experience that I have based on my experience from joining since December and watching this entire sector just grow and evolve. And yeah, it's all growing pains, and when we look back 5 years from now, we can look at all these videos and just laugh at it, right? And be like, wow, this is where we came from, right? So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day. Cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.